a little higher on the defensive end. In terms of, does that reflect on your player development, their ability to come along as scorers?
Well, I think most of our players have come into our program with the ability to score. I don't know if it's anything we did. Probably their high school coaches, their parents, their college coaches before here certainly have played a big part in their developing as players. And then I think the main thing with transfers is how quickly they can pick up the system and then find a way to have synergy with the other players on the court. So obviously E and Celeste have been here for a year, so they have a solid understanding of the system. And I thought they were both really efficient tonight. And then I thought E's energy was really good. I thought she rebounded it, and I thought she gave us good energy defensively. But Kennedy and Reagan can both score. They're very talented players, and we're going to need them to score. I thought we got a little stagnant offensively, which probably was due to standing on defense, watching people shoot free throws, and then there's no flow to your offense when you're taking it off a dead ball. So I think that hurt us too. We got a little stagnant offensively in the second half.
Yeah, Coach, I think at one point early on in the second quarter, you guys were like 13 assists, 2 turnovers. Then it really kind of evened itself out. You finished with 14 turnovers. Did you feel like there was just, as the game went on, more carelessness with the ball?
Yeah, I just think that we just were undisciplined on both ends, and we had one late where we passed it to our player and it went through her hands and she went out of bounds, or careless on outlets where we're outletting it, and so those are things that are going to happen. You're not going to have 0 turnovers in a game, and I don't think 14 is horrible, but there are some of those that we've got to get better at. But it was just a frustrating game, because we couldn't really find a rhythm on either end in that second half, and so we'll have to go back and keep getting better.
Is 26 assists a promising number considering how many new faces are kind of integrating in the first game?
I think more than the number, I think just the number of players that have them is kind of what we look at. I think we had maybe 7 players with 3 or more, and that's something that we preach, is just like make the right plays and attack and be aggressive. So we have a long way to go on the offensive end, but their spirit is really good on the offensive end. Like, I think when you watch us play, you can see that. Like, you can see they're trying to share the ball. They're trying to make plays for each other. They get excited when one of their teammates does something. So that part, I'm not disappointed in. That part is intact, and I feel good about the foundation of our group in that way.
So besides the fouling, what did you and the team learn from today's game, and what are some of the season goals that you think you can form based on today's performance?
Well, the first goal that we have is to try to play a complete game. And I thought we played a pretty good first half, and we played a poor second half. And so your goal, although it may sound simple, is to try to play a 40-minute game where you're disciplined, where you're executing on both ends, and you're able to get what you want out of the game. So that's really the goal moving forward, to be able to do that. Now, what does that mean, or how do you do that? There's breakdowns that occurred, and so we have to correct them, and we have to watch them, and we have to teach them, and we have to go over them. And now, hopefully, there's less of them that occur. They're going to occur, but hopefully there's less of them that occur. And that's the process that every team is in right now. You're not at your best in game 1, so I understand that. I guess I came in here a little doomsday, but that's what it feels like. But it's game 1, and you're not finished product. There's a long season. That's what I told our group after the game. There's a long season, and we're not supposed to be at our best right now. But I'm going to demand their best. I'm not going to be happy if we're playing below our potential. And I just thought in the second half we played below it.
Thank you.
We have time for a couple more.
Are you happy with the high percentage of shots that your team was able to make, and their persistence in putting them back up when they did miss them?
Yeah, I think we strive for efficiency. I think that's an area of growth for us. If you look at our numbers last year offensively, I think we were inefficient in field goal percentage and three-point percentage and also in free throw percentage relative to that average team, the national average or the conference average. So those are areas that we've pinpointed. And I think the best way to increase efficiency in offense is to take really good shots. But they're hard to find when you're playing against good defensive teams. You have to find the good shots. They don't just, appear. So we've preached that a lot, like attack, be aggressive, find good shots, and then hopefully our percentage will stay high.
Thank you.
Mitchell, go ahead, last question.
You played 12 players today, and
Did
a lot
I?
of them played, the minutes were pretty, well spread out. I think the highest was 24, lowest was 9, so it's a good mix. Does that speak to, I guess, maybe the depth that you think this team has?
Mitchell, I thought everybody was going to foul out. I'll be honest with you. I was just subbing them in. Like people were picking up 2 fouls. I think I had 4 or 5 players with 2 fouls in the first half. And so I'm taking them out. So I didn't have a number of players who planned to play, but it certainly wasn't the plan to be as revolving door as we were, and that was really on them and getting in foul trouble, right? So I think I had 4 or 5 with 2 in the first half. And then obviously in the second half I had 3 and 4 and I had 1 foul out. So I would say today at least the foul trouble more dictated that. And then to answer your question, I don't know what the minute distribution will be. We're still in a competitive situation where people are battling for spots and for minutes. So I hadn't had like a magic number in my head of this player's going to play this much or that much. Our starting lineup will be fluid this year. I'm just kind of taking the first, non-conference schedule or 10 games to kind of see where people are with so many new players. There is like kind of an exploratory phase that we're going through, coupled with what we've already seen in practice, which what you guys haven't seen, but coupled with what we've already seen in practice. So I'm not surprised I played 12 considering how the fouls were going.
All right, thanks, Coach.